And here we are. How does it look like? Everything seems to be alrighty. Okay. UrhG. In a national referendum set for November, the people of Switzerland will vote on whether the country should impose a 50% inheritance tax and wealthiest of the people. You have that same shit. Don't worry. Don't worry. It has nothing to do with commies. It's about wealth in general. Those people in the elite wants to stay in the elite and tell you who are not so wealthy, but wealthy enough, give money away. Has nothing to do with Switzerland, bitch. Anyhow, welcome. My name is Ike. This is Switzerland.playit. TAGN, the Angry Game News, every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., mainly on Rumble, but I'm also on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. But I'm not happy, especially about YouTube. Those fuckers just... I'm not allowed to show trailers, anime trailers in particular. They go crazy about that, and they don't protect your rights, which you have as a reporter, as a freedom of speech guy, whatever. You have not the fair use laws on your side with YouTube. They don't give a fuck. Anyhow, ahoy, haste. It's 4th of July. I would do my news even if I would live in the US, because it's early in the day and I just like to report stuff. And I'm reporting on this show every day, Monday through Friday, like I said, 10 a.m. Eastern, mainly about games, video games hardware when something comes up interesting, and also pop culture, meaning movies and shows a little bit. Today we have a lot of gaming stuff, but not only. Ahoy Godzilla, YouTube is a copyright tyrant. YouTube can go lick my salty balls. How about that? Maybe EA can lick all of our salty balls together. How about that? EA reportedly expects Battlefield 6 to have 100 million players, 3 times more than the series bestseller. And even those numbers back then, I think, were very, very wrong. A little bit too high for my taste. Anyhow, EA's executive leadership has reportedly set a goal of 100 million players for the upcoming Battlefield game, which very few developers believe is achievable. Yeah, I think no game really had like one game alone had really ever 100 million players. They tell us here otherwise, but whatever. This comes from a tell-all report from Ars Technica. The article on Ars Technica is way more in-depth and then covers other stories, which we have here too, another one about EA and this game. If you want to read it, links all down below, by the way. Which explores the game's many ambitions and problems through information gathered from anonymous sources. In this article, Battle Royale modes in competitor titles like Call of Duty inspired this optimistic figure. Obviously, Battlefield has never achieved those numbers before, stated one source, while another said, it's important to understand that over about that same period, the 2042 has only gotten 22 million, meaning Battlefield 2042. For reference, Call of Duty Warzone reached 100 million players back in April 2021, which I really don't think that's never happened. I'm pretty sure it never happened. Per an official blog post, Warzone originally came out in March 2020, so it took roughly a year for the biggest FPS IP out there to hit that figure. In 2018, a Fortnite interview in the Wall Street Journal revealed that the game had over 200 million people download and play the industry-defining Battle Royale. Yeah, my ass, 200 million Fortnite player. I mean, over the time, maybe like 200 million downloads and different people, like over the, how long is it now out there at Fortnite? Like 15 years, something like that. Maybe, even that number I doubt over the past 1.5 decades. Battlefield 6 is a hard pass for me, for many, not only for you. Battlefield 2142 from 2006 was awesome. Titan mode was great. Never played that. I'm going to tell you about my Battlefield feelings in a bit. According to the report, those who had worked on at the DICE for a while were particularly skeptical, with one source saying nothing in the market research or our quality deliverables indicates that we would be anywhere near that. The article also states Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode Firestorm failed to meet expectations, while the aforementioned competitors continued to retain vast player bases. Nonetheless, it seems that the new attempt at this format is what EA leadership expects will attract much of that 100 million figure. Highly fucking doubtful. This new Battlefield is currently undergoing a closed beta alpha test, though that hasn't stopped leaks from getting out. Rush mode has been leaked, some single-player campaign info, as well as a deluge of info on weapons and Battle Royale mode. If this next Battlefield can hit the targets set out by EA executives, it will be the most popular Battlefield game ever by a large margin. Whether it actually can is something else entirely. Yeah, I full-heartedly agree with that. Full-heartedly. I'm just checking if I don't miss any chats in other platforms. Yeah, I mean, those are ambitions by EA for sure. I don't think they will ever reach like more than 20 million players at one time for one single game. No matter what game it is, probably for the foreseeable future. My last Battlefield game I enjoyed was Battlefield Vietnam. After that, I just didn't care anymore for those Battlefield. Neither Call of Duty or Medal of Honor. I was pretty much done with those. I might have played after Battlefield Vietnam, I think Call of Duty Black Ops, one of them, I think. Or Bad Company 2, something like that. After that, I was zero interested in it. And they have still the big fucking player base and the fans out there, millions and millions of fans of those franchises, but 100 million, that's ambitious. And to reach those ambitious numbers, they invest a lot of money. Battlefield 6 reportedly has a massive budget of over 400 million US dollar. The next Battlefield game, often referred to online as Battlefield 6, looks to be a return to the franchise's modern warfare roots, and that has many fans, myself included, incited to play it. However, behind the scenes, EA reportedly has wild expectations for the game, which might cost as much as 400 million or more, and is struggling to cross the finish line. Yeah, they hope to release it before January or March 2026, something like that, which I don't think will ever fucking happen. If they want to give out also a good product. We first heard about a new Battlefield game in April 2024 as EA confirmed it was winding down to support for Battlefield 2042. Later that same year, franchise boss and Respawn head Vince Zampella told IGN that the next Battlefield game cited Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 as the pinnacle of the series and wanted the next game to get back to that type of modern combat and grounded warfare. In early 2025, EA began letting players test the next Battlefield game, and that's when we started to get our first look at FPS in action. It looks like Battlefield 4, but with better visuals, more destruction, and some new features. But development on this next entry has reportedly been very expensive, messy, and rough on the people making it. In a new in-depth report from Ars Technica, so both platforms got it from this very, very in-depth Ars Technica article, by the way. A lot of text. Multiple developers who are currently working on or have worked on Battlefield 6 talked about their concerns and what some see as unrealistic goals. For example, EA is apparently aiming for 100 million players, a number that is orders of magnitude higher than anything the franchise has reached in the past. Battlefield 2042, launched in 2021, has only hit around 22 million. Only. Even if I would trust this number, calling it only is fucking retarded in my opinion, but whatever. And Battlefield's most successful game, Battlefield 1, reached maybe 30 million plus players, according to one anonymous source. EA declined to provide a comment to Ars Technica. To help reach that high player count, EA has enlisted multiple studios to work on the next Battlefield together. The idea was for some teams to work on different parts of the game to create one large package. I think you can do that. I think you should do that. If it's such a big fucking game, you have to make a little department for different stuff in the game, for sure. The bigger the game, the more people are going to develop it. But the problem here is they are splitting like the workforce around the globe, which might be a bad idea. And we're going to see in a short while. Ahoy out my junk. Shaky cam. Oh, nobody told. I completely forgot. I just read. Yeah, it's my cam. It's like it's on my display. Thank you for reminding me that I failed. Where was I? The idea was for some teams to work on different parts of the game to create one larger package. Battlefield 6 is reported to include a free-to-play mode, multiple premium online options, and even a full single-player suite, as well as a community-driven game mode. And here I see a big fucking problem already. You're including a free-to-play mode with many microtransactions for sure. Otherwise, you will be not able probably to get the money back. Those reportedly 400 million US dollars plus, right? But yeah, I think nothing really ever comes out good if a game is free to play, because most of the time it means free to win. Maybe the one exception is actually Fortnite, because you have no real advantage, I would say, in Fortnite if you buy a skin, and that's their main income, just selling skins, right? Other than this game, I don't know any game that is free to play and still you have like the same game experience, so to say. But this plan has reportedly led to tensions between DICE, the original creators of Battlefield, and EA leadership, who have taken more control over the next entry after 2042 flopped out of the gate. The high cost of making the next Battlefield. EA's desire to compete with Fortnite and Call of Duty while building something this big across so many teams located in different parts of the world has reportedly led to a ballooning budget. Ars Technica sources claim Battlefield 6 budget is over 400 million US dollars. That's around the same amount of money spent on Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and Fast X. Well, besides those movies, Fast X was probably the only one that made like decent amount of money back. For some reason, the Fast series is beloved around the globe. Fast cars and destruction and shit, I guess. Some of the most expensive movies ever made, though it is about half what Activision has spent on recent Call of Duty games like Black Ops Cold War. The massive scope of Battlefield 6 is its huge budget and the deadline to get the game out before March 2026 have reportedly led to a lot of people working very hard and long hours on the game. There's like, I would hesitate to count, but a large number of devs compared to other projects I've been and that have taken mental exhaustion leave here. One staff member told the outlet. Some as short as 2 weeks to a month, some as long as 8 months to and 9. Others reported long hours starting their day as early as 5 a.m. to coordinate with teams around the globe and people feeling burned out. Yeah, not very surprised. Not very surprised if you have such ambitions in the leadership of EA. Spending this amount of money, I think you're gonna fail, man. I'm just thinking you're gonna fail. I think you're wasting a lot of money. And EA also didn't have massive success like the past 3 years, I would say. Really, no game, no product by EA comes to mind that makes me go like, oh yeah, with that they landed a big hit. I have no clue. Anybody else like out of the gate an idea, a game? Probably not. Call of Duty. Duty. Who the fuck is Duty? It's not going well for another company. Build a Rocket Boy is in big troubles. Mind's Eye Dev's UK workforce of around 300 receive at risk emails as former GTA lead Leslie Benzies finally addresses staff. Duty means shit. Okay. I've learned something. Hopefully I can remember that. Build a Rocket Boy, the Edinburgh, Scotland-based developer of Mind's Eye, has issued a risk of redundancy emails to its around 300-strong UK workforce following the disastrous launch of the game. Sources familiar with the goings on inside the embattled studio told IGN at-risk emails were also sent to staff at PlayFusion, which Barb, Build a Rocket Boy, I think it's actually a nice shortening, acquired late 2024 PlayFusion. PlayFusion, whose CEO Mark Gerhardt became the co-CEO of Barb as part of the buyout, is working on a different game, a fast-paced FPS called Ascendant, which was meant to come out this year. Last month, IGN reported that Barb had begun a redundancy process following the release of Mind's Eye. The standard 45-day consultations process kicked off on June 23, which according to UK law is triggered when an employer proposed 100 or more redundancies within a 90-day period. I reported on that UK law thing. IGN understands Build a Rocket Boy currently has around 300 UK employees with 200 abroad. At the time, Barb issued a statement confirming the redundancy process is insisting the cuts will let the studio focus on delivering ongoing updates and performance optimization for Mind's Eye, while also ensuring the long-term success of Build a Rocket Boy's future ambitions. Yeah, we're gonna see numbers here in a second. I think your future is already very broken. Especially when the first game you release makes you like lay off people, which is not good. Soon after Mind's Eye launched, Barb said it was heartbroken over the issues players had faced with the game and promised to release a series of patches to fix the significant performance problems, glitches, and AI behavior bugs. Rollout of these patches has begun. All the while, Mind's Eye's troubled launch saw the developer cancel sponsored stream with reports of players securing refunds even from the normally stubborn Sony surfacing online. On Steam, which does not paint the whole picture of Mind's Eye's currently popularity, the game hit a peak concurrent player count of 3,302 on launch, but had a 24-hour peak of just 46 players. At the time of this article's publication, 26 people were playing on Steam, where Mind's Eye has mostly negative user reviews. And those numbers are like super fucking concerning. I mean, we are talking here about a game that was launched globally on multiple platforms. And I bet with you the same numbers of people are on consoles. I bet with you. 26 people when this article was wrote. That's very fucking bad. So I guess we just can check out right now how many are playing Steam, DV, Minds, Ice. Probably not much more. Probably not a lot more. What's going on? Come on, give me. Yeah, I am a human. I hate that shit. Mind's eye. No, not minds. Minds. I say the D just maybe soft. Charts. Oh yeah, 3 more than when this report was written. 3 fucking more. That's horrible. Your studio, I think, is done. You opened this studio. You had like this this fan base who came over with you, pretty much, probably from GTA, and this is the result. Creating the game, publishing, disaster. Yeah, horrible. But it gets worse because the co-CEO blames like other people, which is always a good thing. Blaming other people for your obvious fucking bad performance. Story-driven action-adventure game Mind's Eye was initially designed to be part of Everywhere, the Roblox for Adults creation platform led by former Grand Theft Auto design chief Leslie Benzies. Bob eventually switched to focus on Mind's Eye, but it has so far failed to do the business for the company. Meanwhile, Barb's sources told IGN that Benzies finally addressed the staff following the release of Mind's Eye in a brief video call yesterday, July 2nd. According to two people present who asked not to be named in order to protect their careers, I mean, your careers might be at risk right now anyway, so you should have risked. You should have risked, in my opinion. Benzies insisted Barb would bounce back and relaunch Mind's Eye, blaming the studio and the game's struggles on internal and external saboteurs, among other things. Why, man? Why? Why are you blaming your obvious fails, your obvious own fails on saboteurs? I mean, even like the max peak should have been higher if it was really a good game from the get-go. Like in some regard, a good game, meaning at least the story drives in people, at least something, at least maybe the audio, the soundtrack was amazing or something. But 3,300, that's just fucking lame. The comments echo those issued by Mark Garrett ahead of the release of Mind's Eyes. The co-CEO hit headlines with claiming there was a concerned effort by some to trash the game and the studio, suggesting people were being paid or using spam bots to post negative comments. I can't believe that happens all the time in this industry, but before I heard anything about Mind's Eye, this guy, I heard this message first of all things, which it's just not a good look on yourself. You should have focused on making like a good launch somehow. Suggesting people were being paid off, post no negative comments. The boss of publisher IO Interactive, which makes the Hitman games, subsequently issued a denial. Which is also weird. Why you need to deny jack shit? That's weird. Barb Sourced told IGN that internally there is a desire for a Mind's Eye redemption arc that would eventually see it become successful for the studio. But as staff face an anxious wait to discover their fate, there are serious questions over whether BARB will be able to fulfill its post-launch roadmap for content, including the promised multiplayer mode on time. Yeah, after the layoffs, maybe you don't have enough workforce to make the game run in single player, so I think this is out of the windows now. Bill the Rocket Boy declined to comment when contacted by IGN. Earlier this week, BARB released Mind's Eye's third post-release update on consoles with a PC release to follow. We've watched hundreds of hours of gameplay footage and reviewed player feedback across multiple channels to prioritize the most pressing issues and improve the experience for all our console players, the studio said. I mean, good luck for you, but I'm zero interested in this game. I thought at the beginning, like the first trailer they released, it looked like an interesting game, but hearing more and more bad news by you, it's not very assuring. It's not really fun, in my opinion. But just go for it, I guess. Just go for it. Or being a retard. I wouldn't say that, but yeah. It just doesn't look good in general. I think this studio, that's just my feeling, is done. I think he can close the whole studio and search for a new job. This Leslie guy and his co-CEO there. I think this studio is really done. I think we players are done too. All of us players are probably done. I don't like this thing. I should have reported yesterday. I had it in my pipeline, but I've completely just skipped it. Now you can buy in-game DLC and pay it off later. Doesn't that sound like the American way to do? Just get shit now and don't mind paying it later. It's okay. Buy now, pay later, BNPL services are becoming more and more popular, and now one BNPL provider has announced a deal with a gaming company to allow people to finance in-game purchases. Not even the game alone, but in-game purchases. That's very concerning in my eyes. A firm has partnered with gaming commerce company Xsola to allow people to use a firm to pay off in-game purchases of $50 or more on payment plans. A firm offers interest-free bi-weekly payment plans or longer-term monthly installments that incur interest. This will work similarly to how it does already where a firm is supported. For support in-game content, player can choose a firm to check out. Then a firm will run a credit check, and then players can choose a payment plan that works for them. This is live in the US and is coming in Canada and the UK soon. I don't know how to feel about that. Games are a very luxury item in general. I think everybody should be able to play something in their lifetime with some systems. But if you're so desperate and so broken, you should not, I'm repeating, if you're so broken and so desperate that you need items in games, items, microtransaction pretty much, which are not super microtransaction, but in-game purchases, that you are so broken, you should not go this route. Absolutely not. It's breaking like our society, all those BNPL stuff, buying it now, paying it later, and just go. Many people go even more in depth with this kind of mindset. You don't have the money, buy it anyway because I can, right? I have this service who provides that. And then doing it like in-game purchases over a few weeks without interest. Oh, great, yeah. But if it goes a month and above, you have interest stuff, and I don't think it's a good thing for our society in general. Such a behavior. Why is my chat not moving? One chat is moving, but in OBS for well, whatever. Why? If someone can't afford to pay their shit on time, games should be the last thing. Yeah, the last thing on their agenda. Zero tolerance for delayed gratification. Like people begging for money with a smartphone in their hand. Speaking of that, how about the rant me people? Rant me. Should I be one of those Twitch bitches who like claim I'm going broke if I'm not getting like right now 5 subs today, right now in this hour? I'm going to go broke because I need to purchase in-game shit and I can pay it only later. But if you give me 5 subscriptions, I'm going to be fine today. I think that's the mentality that it is speaking to those people who have zero fucking connection to reality, really just get money somehow now, or at least like the confirmation to be able to buy something now and be later like even in more panic. It's just weird to me that how those people can even exist or go through life without checking their wallet first, what they can afford or not. I, for myself, for example, I pay my whole rent for a whole year and I'm good. I'm being reminded I can pay everything at once. I'm saving my money for that, and everything else is an extra. Every rent is like a nice fucking little extra for me. I'm not trying to achieve this mindset of, yeah, just get it now and don't worry for later. That's very bad. I've seen that firsthand. Holy shit. Like what? Give me some Venmo, right? This app in the US is the Venmo app, for example. I guess it's in Canada some same apps. The Cash app and all that shit. People are begging, yeah, send me money on my app. Weird. Where was I? Xola said it's already in business with thousands of game developers for its services. But a complete list of games and in-game content was not published for this Affirm partnership. One thing to keep in mind when using BNPL service is that going forward, some credit reports provide have announced plans to add BNPL loans to their reports. According to Motley Fool, 56% of consumers have used a BNPL service at least once, up from 38% to a year prior. I've taken once in my life a credit. It's not like I've never taken it, but I had like money for late. I just needed like more money for right now in that sense. It was I think a 10K Swiss francs credit I took, and I moved out from my parents' home, got my own home, bought like all kinds of furniture and stuff, right, for my new home with that money, and paid it off in a half a year because all the money that came in, I paid it right off, But that didn't feel like super right. I don't have the money, but still getting the credits. Yeah, but I paid it off very, very quick. This is just the latest expansion of BNPL to new areas, following Klarna's, or Klarna's, do you say it Klarna? I know this service in Switzerland exists too. I think it's a Swedish one, actually. Klarna's much memed deal with DoorDash to allow people to finance their burritos. Oh, that's even way worse. What does a burrito cost? Like $3? Oh man, you can't help those people. It's all just so fucking weird. It's all just so fucking weird, man. As people are well aware, life is expensive these days, and being able to pay off in-game DLC on payment plan might be attractive to the huge contingent of young people who are spending less on video games these days. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna bring more people to games. To young people, like supposedly from 18 to 24, are less and less interested in video games. Yeah, what do you think about those people who use those plans, especially for in-game purchases? Not even the game itself, but in-game stuff. Like they have the game already, but they still need more of this game inside. Yeah, you can't help those people, man. I've never owned a credit card. I never took out a loan until the ice hurricane happened, and put me out of work for almost 2 months. Yeah, you were like desperate in that moment, right? You had to. You had like not really a different choice. I see. I see what happened there, Godzilla. But yeah, you never should set your mindset in a like buying it now and you don't have the money and keep it going like that. It's not going to go well for you. It's not going to go well for you. Only when you exactly know you can get out of debt somehow. Only when you know, and you never really know because you're not a prophet. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. You might lose your job anyway. So whatever, man. And I have a credit card, but it's a prepaid credit card, meaning I had the money already. I got the credit card, loaded it up with that money, and now I'm left with whatever is on the credit card. You know, I don't have more to spend than what is on my credit card. Prepaid credit cards, I think, is a good thing because you know you have afforded it already. Right? I've used prepaid many times or a debit card. Yeah, there you go. But even with debit cards, many banks these days allow you to go a little bit over your budget. But then interest rates come in. Somebody who had no interest rates and didn't save it from shutting it down in the future is Anthem servers are shutting down in January, rendering it completely unplayable. BioWare, oh yeah, the very successful BioWare studio, has announced plans to sunset online support for Anthem. In January 12th, 2026, the cooperative sci-fi shooter server will be shut down, rendering the online-only title completely unplayable. And that's one of the games that is not reasonable to change it like in that form right away, to play it like after the service ended. It's not reasonable. Speaking of Stop Killing Games, the initiatives in the UK and the EU. So this game is not reasonable to change it like to make it playable single player. You might be able actually though to insert maybe a LAN multiplayer mode, so somebody can act as a client and or some shit, and you play over a virtual network together. That might be a way to keep it alive, but don't hope for it. In a blog post, BioWare states player can no longer purchase Anthem or its premium in-game currency as of today, but they can spend their remaining balance until the game goes offline. Yeah, they don't do refunds, of course not. Why should they? Anthem will also be removed from EA Play on August 15th. However, those who have already purchased Anthem can still download and play the game until January 12th shutdown. We deeply appreciate your dedication, passion, and support over the years, and we'd like to thank you for that, BioWare says in a blog post. BioWare also states that it has not laid off any staff as a result of the sunsetting process. Yeah, maybe you have to lay off people because of other failures. Just saying, I think BioWare is actually done too. They just don't like to admit it yet. Sorry, I have to check other windows. Yes, that is one way they make money. Game Informer still owes me 3 years worth of magazines I never got. What? You had a subscription and they didn't gave you the magazines? Is that what I'm understanding here? The classic Game Informer. Seems to be known for that issue. And at the end here, little piece. Chief complaints centered on the game's thin content and buggy gameplay, with many players expressing the game felt unfinished. Anthem's troubled development would later be revealed in the reports, such as how it largely came together during the year before release, despite being in formal development since 2012. BioWare bolstered the game with post-launch updates, and in October 2020, it announced a massive overhaul called Anthem 2.0, designed to dramatically improve the experience. However, this update was cancelled in February 2021 as BioWare shifted resources towards a massive successful game, the development of Dragon Age, the Failguard, and the next Mass Effect, which I also think it's gonna fail. Whatever they have in the pipeline with Mass Effect now, what is it, Mass Effect 5 or 6 or whatever, I still haven't played Andromeda. Must be four, must be 5, right? Yeah, I mean, you shifted forces to a game that failed probably even more. You might have more success with fixing Anthem actually at this point, but what the fuck do I know? Morons all over the industry. Morons and more morons, man. It's crazy. You want to see another moron? He is on our thumbnail today. This guy here. He is him, by the way, on LinkedIn. I found out. Just as a little heads up. Him. Xbox executive producer offers best advice I can to those caught up in Microsoft's latest layoff spree. AI prompts to help reduce the emotional and cognitive load that comes with job loss. I'm going to read the whole article because that's our main attraction today. Earlier this week, a massive new wave of Microsoft layoffs, which impacted many employees across the company's gaming division and led to a number of cancelled games, was announced. It's grim news across the board, especially for anyone directly affected, but one executive producer at Xbox Game Studios Publishing suggests that those struggling should turn to AI for emotional support and career advice. It's really, really hard to reach shit like that, man. It's really, and I'm not even an employee or ex-employee of Microsoft. In a LinkedIn post first flagged by game dev Brandon Sheffield on Blue Sky, also shared by Aftermath, executive producer Matt Turnbull acknowledged that these are really challenging times and wants to offer the best advice I can under these circumstances. He then explains that I've been experimenting with ways to use LLM AI tools, large language models AI tools, like ChatGPT or Copilot, to help reduce the emotional and cognitive load that comes with job loss. Turnbull goes on to share a number of prompts ideas and use cases that might help if you're feeling overwhelmed, from asking AI to act as a career coach to suggesting new jobs individuals could pivot to, and rewriting parts of resuming and drafting fresh LinkedIn about me sections. Maybe about you, delete that he, him, or keep it. Keep it to inform people that you are mentally not super stable there yourself. He might have used a little bit too much of this stupid AI emotional load off. One suggestion even includes drafting a friendly message to send to a former coworkers, letting them know I'm exploring new opportunities, and writing a warm intro message to send to pursue job listing. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. How can you even think about stupid shit like that, especially in an industry like game developing, where many people were laid off by Microsoft? Suggesting to them, yeah, if you have troubles with emotions right now because you were laid off, use maybe Copilot, Microsoft's product, to give you emotional support. And Like AI has no fucking emotion. It can't support you. Only if you're absolutely fucking retard, if you're brainless yourself, if you have lost touch to your own emotions, really, you can keep touch with an AI that has zero fucking. And those are not even AIs, those are just large language models. They can just react to certain words and phrases, just how they were programmed to react to, and how deep they should search into vast internets, you know. Other than that, they can't help you with emotions. They have, because it's not even it's a thing. It's just text. It's just code. Has no idea. Can't have idea because ideas comes only from a mind. Morons. Dragging age the failure. Yeah, pretty much. Register with the Skynet unemployment office. Yeah, pretty much too there. Ouch my junk. By the way, did I say ahoy, ouch my junk? I did not. Ahoy Eden too. With the colored candles. She likes colored candles. Let me take a sip here. My mouth is being dried out, screaming to those retards. The section that perhaps stands out the most, however, is the section on emotional clarity and confidence. Turnbull suggests turning to an emotionless AI program and saying something along the lines of, I'm struggling with imposter syndrome after being laid off. Can you help me reframe this experience in a way that reminds me what I'm good at? Oh. I have a better idea for all those people who are that easy breakable and that they have to go to AI for emotional support. Go maybe to Final Fantasy 14. Get those one of those LGBTQ AI plus groups. Go into one of those groups, and you're gonna get actually probably way fucking better emotional support, even with those brain dead and delusional and mentally ill people than with AI. You're probably gonna get way better support there. Just a little suggestion for me. We can no longer see what the responses is to this on LinkedIn were like, because the post has been deleted. However, on Blue Sky, many are having the reaction you'd expect. Yikes. Another user says, it's like a total disconnection from reality. That comes from a Blue Sky user. I'm baffled. I'm sure he thinks he is helping those people laid off, but what the heck? Turnbull had noted that these types of tools engendered strong feelings in people, which is a bit of an understatement. Amid rising concerns about jobs being replaced by AI, not to mention the surrounding issues such as environmental impact, fuck off with that shit. Impact and what the growing use of generative AI might mean for human creativity. Its use is controversial at best of times. But right on the back of the huge number of people actually losing their jobs, you can understand why so many people are angry. I wouldn't be only angry, I would be pissed if I would read that from a guy who has him in his profile, who seems not to have lost his job, giving such stupid advice. Really retarded fucking advice. That's something so amazing stupid. I with stories like that, I lose my words. You know, I can't think clearly. I'm so baffled by this enormous amount of stupidity. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I seem to remember hearing within the recent history device like Alexa telling people to do dumb shit, trying to get them to self-delete. I don't know how real those are, you know. I see a lot of fakery in with that crap, with especially Alexa. Like you can get to tell Alexa your all kinds of phrases, and then you can cut it in the aftermath. You know, in the aftermath, in that sense of just cutting a video clip together that Alexa supposedly told people this and that. I don't have Alexa. I mean, technically, I have Alexa because it's in Prime, Premium, Amazon Prime, but I have no devices. All my devices, I destroyed the microphones. Actually, like literally, on my Fire Stick, drilled to the fucking microphone, so it's never be able to hear jack shit in my living spaces. But yes, I wouldn't trust too much on those issues either, you know. I wouldn't trust James Gunn to make anything good from now on. Not from now on, from since long now, actually. One Superman actor reveals a crypto scene was cut because it did really bad in the test screenings, but they were pissed it was left out. So they cut out a little section, a little scene from the movie where Ultraman is supposed to be like a Superman from another dimension, or Superman-like from another dimension. He actually gets powered up with the green kryptonite and all that crap. That's why he is on par with the powers of Superman in this movie, actually. And this Ultraman, who looks like a Timu Black Noir from The Boys show, if you have ever seen that, go look it up if you want The Boys Black Noir. This Ultraman in this movie looks like a Timu version of that, which is whatever. It's weird. Kicks supposedly the dog in the movie, and they cut out this one scene. I would say you should have left it in, despite of the pre-screens by the actors seeing that scene. I think you should have kept it in to show the evilness of Ultraman, because he is the baddie. He is the baddie, one of the baddie in the new Superman movie. You should have kept that in to get people being like in touch with the dog, because nobody likes dogs in movies to be kicked or hurt or anything like that. You should have kept that in, so more people would be actually with Superman. For now, I don't care for Superman. The more I see of this whole thing, the less I care for this movie and Superman himself. I think you lost an opportunity there by cutting that little scene out. But what the fuck do I know? Jack shit. And I try to find good news, by the way, and it's not hard. It's not easy, I mean, sometimes, because not often good news are being reported. Spoilers? That's not spoilers. If it's not in the movie, it's no spoilers. What the fuck are you talking about? It's literally like not in the movie. I can't spoil what's not there. Shut up, Haste. Did I say ahoy, Haste? I think I did not. No, I should have. Life is offensive. Get a helmet and get in the game. My life is ruined now, half good news, half bad news, kind of. Dying Light Dev Techland acknowledged canceled the games, but says it didn't lay anyone off. Developers were moved to other projects and are working on a number of games. So Games Radar has contacted with Techland and wanted clarification, because a week ago or something like that, rumors were going around that Techland actually canceled 2 games, and now they kind of confirmed it in this article, but also made very clear and sure that nobody's being laid off, that's the good part of the news. Nobody's being laid off. They are focusing on Dying Light the Beast for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox Series X and S. And all the workforce who worked on games and other projects are working still in the company, just in different games and departments and all that. So that's, I think, a good news. That's how you should do it. You should, if you're still in this field of making entertainment, especially games, why you have the need to lay off so many people just to make stockholders happy so that they get a little bit more revenue back? Why not keep those people? Because you have other projects, right? You might be able to get this workforce, that talent, in a different party, in a different group, in a different studio, and produce that whatever you are producing still, produce it quicker or better in the meantime, you know? Just saying. You could use the brain power for better. And Techland, it seems they are doing it right, in my opinion. We still have not confirmations about which games were really cancelled, but yeah, I think that's a good news. Good for them, right? Good for fucking them. I gaps that. And with that said, I mean, I'm a little bit earlier off today. I planned it. I as usual, I try to plan it to fill in an hour to react to the chat, for example. Hey, ouch, my Jack, enjoying Fort and your place. Enjoy it. Ouch, ouch is a fucking commie Canadian. He has to side with the UK, and the UK lost in that thing. That's why the 4th of July is actually a very US thing. He should be super opposed. He should be super opposed to you wishing him something good for the 4th of July. He is in the Commonwealth. He is on the loser side, pretty much. A sober Ike is a bit boring, isn't it? To mean, I'm always sober. Photo finish. If Techland really wants to make things right, bring back Chris Avillone. Who the fuck is that? I have a few seconds. Because everybody who knows me a little bit knows I am horrible with names. What did Chris Boy do? Orange County Descent, the Undermouth, Fallout 2. Landscape Torment, Baldur's Gate. He was involved in that. Dark Alliance, and so on. Lionheart. What did he do in Lionheart? EverQuest. He was even involved in the first EverQuest. That's interesting too. But why? What did he do in Techland? Avilon sounds like fish food. That's very, very specific there. Fish food. No, it sounds like bird food because avi, you know, air, avignon, sounds more like bird food. I'm just looking up what he might have done. Dying Light 2 story designer. Yeah, he was story designer. How much he was involved, it doesn't tell me here right now. On the very, very super right Wikipedia. You can trust Wikipedia blindly. Basically, you're saying you're loving your garden. I love the US for the most part. For the most part. Yeah, but you have still to side with the Commonwealth, man. Otherwise, the king might bust your balls. You don't want the king to bust your balls. Because you gotta bust the balls physically. Fuck him. I agree. Fuck the king. Fuck the UK king. How about that? Anyhow, I hope you had a little bit of entertainment. I'm gonna just hang around. I'm gonna be just hanging around for the next hour or so on Geeks and Gamers, seeing if they are they even streaming today. Because many people don't stream a lot today. Let me check quickly if it's upcoming. It is upcoming, so they are working today. You can see me there. You can hang out with me there. I am enjoying this 1 hour, and then I'm gonna eat something, and I think I'm gonna stream today something. I'm not sure what, but I feel like I should stream something today. I'm gonna stream tomorrow music stuff again. Easy going Saturday, pretty much. So check out my channel. If you have not followed me yet and you see me for the first time, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you following me not? This is a question. But you're following many other retards on Rumble. Here's the good retards. We are the good retards here. All others are really retarded, you know. Yeah, but follow me on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick too. Make those channels bigger. Maybe if I can do more with those channels in the future. My main focus is, of course, Rumble. I'm also streaming or streamed today on locals. So if you want to follow the locals group, you can. Link is down below. Unfortunately, locals doesn't give you like more than half an hour if you don't pay them, which is weird, but it is what it is. I should get it as a creator a little bit more, but locals is very like encapsulated into this money making a lot, which is just strange to me. Chris did the story for Fallout New Vegas and Alpha Protocol. I never played Alpha Protocol through. I enjoyed the game, but I don't know why I didn't keep playing it for some reason. Maybe it was glitched out on my end and I was pissed. Anyhow, thank you for being around. I hope you have, if we don't see each other today anymore, great 4th of July in the US there. And you can have a great 4th of July anywhere on this planet too, just without any attachments to freedom, I guess. Other than that, next stream for sure tomorrow with music, so keep that in mind. You can request music on your end, and yeah, bye bye.